The Ahmadiyya Muslim community is a dynamic, fast-growing, international movement within Islam. Founded in 1889, it spans more than 200 countries, with membership exceeding tens of millions. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community is at the forefront of engaging people of all faiths and backgrounds about Islam's peaceful and tolerant teachings. At the heels of reports of terrorism around the world, the community launched an international Muslims for Peace campaign. Over the past many years, the community has distributed millions of Muslims for Peace flyers. It has run bus and billboard ads promoting love, peace, and unity across a number of big cities such as New York and London. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community continues to share the true teachings of Islam. As a result, the community has been featured in major news channels such as Fox News and CNN. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community launched a Muslims for Life campaign in USA to honor the victims of the 9/11 attacks. It is an initiative that has helped save thousands of lives by blood donation across many cities in USA and around the world. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community is passionate about interfaith dialogue, hosting dozens of local and national peace and world religion symposia around the globe. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community has been actively engaged in serving neighborhoods and communities around the world, providing water to rural parts of Africa, schools in Asia, and tree planting in North America. The community has also extended its services around the world, providing free legal and humanitarian assistance to refugees and immigrants. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community has been at the forefront of disaster relief in the USA and worldwide through an independent and charitable organization, Humanity First.
Islam teaches absolute justice and equality in all matters, and so we find another very crucial guideline in chapter 5, verse 3 of the Holy Quran. That is our slogan: love for all, hatred for none.
It is so simple and pure. How can we go wrong as Muslims if we adhere to such a simple ideology?
As a Sikh of Guru Nanak, I find this Ahmadiyya motto so close to my heart. Love for all, hatred for none.
Love for all, hatred for none. Those words from your third Khalifa are more important, more crucial, more essential today than they have ever been. And of course the Ahmadi have always practiced this peace-loving philosophy.
I am gladdened and inspired by the fact that the Ahmadis not only preach a message of love, friendship and understanding, but practice it fully in the way you include and invite others to share your gathering.
An injunction to love all and to hate none is the avowed guiding principle of the Ahmadi life.
Love for all, hatred for none is the message that we see in this mosque and from the Ahmadiyya Association. Your people have been the leaders in taking the peace movements that one step further.
Together, we should fight common enemies such as illiteracy, disease, hunger, and poverty. The Ahmadiyya mission has put structures in place towards the fight against these common enemies in order to enhance the dignity of man.
The Ahmadiyya community and mission in Sierra Leone, really they've made a pivotal contribution to the education in our country. You just have to look around wherever you are.
And I have to say, Your Holiness, that I was touched by the way in which your predecessor as spiritual leader instructed your community, the Ahmadiyya community, to befriend and look after those suffering as a result of the Bosnian conflict, and I was very impressed by that.
What would the world have been without Ahmadiyya movement? As far as Islam is concerned, it would have left a big gap, a vacuum incalculable for us to even suggest as to the type of impact it would mean on society.
I'd like to start by saying just how important the work of the Ahmadiyya community is. It deepens others' understanding of your own faith, and it gives a voice to those who are marginalised in their own societies.
In the past 100 years, you have given so much to the society in the United Kingdom and to societies everywhere globally. You are among those who give and who not only take. You give so much to so many societies that I have seen and felt and listened to and watched.
And wherever Ahmadis live in the world, you are renowned for enthusiastically participating in the larger community and peacefully living alongside people of all faiths, languages, and cultures. These characteristics place Ahmadiyya Muslims squarely in the mainstream of Canadian society.
But there is something in the faith of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community that is striking, impressive. You teach to your followers that loyalty to your homeland is part of your faith. Ahmadi Muslims are proud of the fact that wherever they reside in the world, they become loyal citizens of that country.
In Ghana, successive leaders of the Ahmadiyya community have launched various schemes for the betterment of their members and indeed the nation as a whole. Under the scheme, a number of senior high schools, hospitals, as well as homeopathic and herbal clinics were established in many parts of the country. This has gone a long way to complement the provision of social services by government.
For me, as a student of Islam for now almost 30 years, I am constantly amazed by the depth of service that is certainly represented by this community and tradition, by the depth of tolerance and the constant searching for what it means to be human. To be of human means to be of service. And I think this is so dramatically represented by the message of this community.
We are proud to stand with the Ahmadiyya community and proclaim together that these and other freedoms are the birthright of humanity.
I have enormous admiration and respect for the work that the Ahmadiyya Muslim community are doing throughout the world to promote peace and understanding, not just by words, but by an example of a way of life, an example of impeccable conduct, and an example of undeniable faith in God Almighty, and an example of peace and tolerance.
I only wish that more people could be here today to see this face of Islam, to understand this community's expression of that great religion, and I hope that for the future you will be recognised as the face of Islam, of love, of tolerance, of brotherhood and friendship. The work that you do in the community contributes every day towards that. Let us hope that everyone else's eyes are opened to the truth, to the justice, and to the compassion that you bring to our society.
The Ahmadiyya community works purely to please God Almighty. Therefore, if any church or other place of worship stands in need of protection, they will always find us standing shoulder to shoulder with them.
The Ahmadiyya Muslim community is the only Islamic organization to believe that the long-awaited Messiah has come in the person of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad of Qadian, India. Ahmad claimed to be the metaphorical second coming of Jesus of Nazareth and the divine guide whose advent was foretold by the Prophet of Islam, Muhammad, on whom be peace. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community believes that God sent Ahmad, like Jesus, to end religious wars, condemn bloodshed, and reinstitute morality, justice, and peace. Ahmad's advent has brought about an unprecedented era of Islamic revival. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community is the leading Islamic organization to categorically reject terrorism in any form. More than a century ago, Ahmad emphatically declared that the doctrine of violent jihad goes against the teachings of the Holy Quran and the practice of Muhammad, on whom be peace. Instead, Ahmad's advent as Messiah ushered in a new era of tolerance, dialogue, and prayers. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community is the foremost Islamic organization with a central spiritual leader. Over a century ago, Ahmad reminded his followers of God's promise to safeguard the message of Islam through Khilafat, the spiritual institution of successorship to prophethood. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community believes that only spiritual successorship can uphold the true values of Islam and unite humanity. 5 spiritual leaders have succeeded Ahmad since his demise in 1908. The 5th and current spiritual head, His Holiness Mirza Masroor Ahmad, resides in the United Kingdom. Under the leadership of its spiritual successors, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community has now built more than 15,000 mosques, more than 500 schools, and more than 30 hospitals. It has translated the Holy Quran into more than 60 languages. It propagates the true teachings of Islam and the message of peace and tolerance through a 24-hour satellite television channel, and on the internet, alislam.org, and print, Islam International Publications. We close with the words of His Holiness Mirza Masroor Ahmad. You know your Creator when you love His creation. If everyone remembers and practices this teaching, there will not be any enmity in anyone's heart. That is how you create peace.